it is, uh-oh, I gotta remember to check these dates before I do this stuff. Must be the 15th of March. Still kind of confused as to where I am. Had a very long trip back, took like 12 hours to get home last week from Florida. And I'm here to tell you a lot. I got a long list of things to do. I hope I get to them all today because, well, I want to talk about some things going on the forum. Modulations, the campfire songs, the challenges, and some news on our retreat in September. And something is in my eye, but it's going to live there. Get a haircut and look what happens. Hair is all over you for a while. Notice? Shorter. Thanks to Bob. Oh, I got to lean on Bob again for more bass lessons too. So, what else? I'm gonna show you some of my case stuff. Well, I'll do that first. Because I guess I'll tell you about the trip first. It was actually quite a fiasco getting home, but traveling with the guitar is a it can be a really scary thing. You either put it in a soft bag and carry it on, or you put it in a monstrous set of things. And what I have, let me show you this. I mentioned a Calton case. This is something made in Canada by the Calton, C-A-L-T-O-N company. And it's a little heavy, but it's heavy-duty fiberglass. I mean, I could stand on this, and I am not a light person. So this thing is really protective. Now, the other thing I have is this Colorado case bag that is a padded bag, zips open and stuff, and kind of protects the case from getting scratched up, which sort of seems silly on one hand, but a little extra padding doesn't hurt. And I also I tune the strings down a little bit, and I keep a towel in my case here. I guess this is going to turn into a whole traveling thing. I keep a towel in here that I wrap around the nut of the guitar to loosen the strings a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. And kind of really support the nut, because that's where impact is going to break the guitar. So that's my case story for today, and I'm sticking to it. And I'm making a mess here. That's okay. Welcome to life back in... Hey, it's almost St. Patrick's Day too. I had a great time visiting one of my Irish cousins, second cousin in Miami last week. Somebody I don't see very often, but that was really fun. Okay, I got the cases out of the way. I got to tell you a little bit about what's been going on in the Target program. We of course had a fly-on-the-wall lesson with Kevin that I thought was really, really useful, because he was having trouble playing the Pearl Jam song a little bit, and we got to then talking about time signatures, how 6/8 time works, and then how beats can be divided into multiple parts, eighth notes, triplets, sixteenths, and stuff like that. So I hope everybody's checked that out. If you have especially anybody that has confusion on 6/8, 12/8, 9/8, 15/8 time, anything that has an 8, usually the top number is divisible by 3, and you count groups of 3/8 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is how you would count 6/8 time. Anyway, that's all in Kevin's thing. No reaction to this song on the forum. Nobody cared about the fact that we finally got to Harry Chapin's most famous song. Come on, you guys! Help me out here. Yes, that was a very cool tune to put together, one I've been meaning to do for a long time. And I gotta tell you, I'm really trying to get to all of the long-standing requests on the site someday, hopefully before summer. It's gonna happen. I just have to decide if I'm really ready to elevate, is it a whiter shade of pale that's second on there, to the top request. I don't know. Maybe I gotta do that one. Who knows? I got to get to some of those. I also have a lot of other new tunes I really want to get to. Got that one? Okay. Then we had a couple of student reviews, which I hope to get to a lot of these actually next week. Next week might be catch up on student review week, so we'll see as things evolve around here. Because frankly, what's been really keeping me busy is laying out stuff for the camp. Hopefully by next week's news, we should have all the details in place as far as some really cool guests that are going to be there. So I can't, not ready. Sorry, I shouldn't have even brought this up, but there might not be any lessons next week because I got way behind spending all this time lining up some of my top hits of people that I would like to have at the camp. And anyway, next week, info on that. So if there's any chance that you are, and it's going to be relatively limited in how many people we can squeeze in. We have a fairly small space. So once we get the info out, if you're remotely thinking about coming, I suggest you jump on it. And then we looked at Leonard Cohen as well, famous Blue Raincoat, and have a few more Leonard Cohen tunes kind of in the pipeline. One of the things, I don't think I put this lesson up with Ed, but we worked on Suzanne like 30 years ago, but it was more the folky version. Anyhow, traditionally that song is played in books. They always have it in the key of G. Very few books, except the Leonard Cohen book that Ed showed up with, show it the way he really played it in E. Of course, I'm talking about Suzanne, but the song that we added this week in the Leonard Cohen world was, of course, famous Blue Raincoat. So, hope everybody enjoyed our Target releases. I do want to get to, let's see, I've talked about the camp. A couple of things going on the forum that have been really neat. I do want to thank Michelle for a couple of things, but the biggest one is putting up the little challenge thing of let's see what's going on out there. She was asking about bass lines. How can people not remember famous bass lines? Here's a bass line. How about another Beatles one? How about this? Wait a minute, let me see if I get that right. There you go, play the right notes. Songs based on bass riffs. There were three that popped into my head very easily. Oh, here's one. Even though that was played on the guitar, it's kind of a bassy thing. So anyway, great idea though, bringing up the coming up with different ideas for the busking threads and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. Okay, let me think. The last two things I want to get to. Yes, I think I'm at them. I love the thread. Oh man, was it Hydro Man who put this up? I hope so. About how I wish I'd learned to play guitar. That is like a primer on hopefully everything that I've covered here at Totally Guitars. I think back about the way that I learned to play the guitar, and I was just very fortunate to run into a teacher, Bill Monday, who I feel like I really got started off on the right foot with when I was 8 or 9 years old. Taught me how to read music. Mel Bay, you guys have seen my Mel Bay books before, and you know, learned how to read and develop an ear, try to figure things out, learn to pay attention to fingerings and get everything right, and you know, then I kind of went off on my own path of figuring stuff out by ear when I'd hear things like anyhow, knocked out by that album. Who can spot that one? And that was one of the first tunes I remember being really, really frustrated figuring out. Another one was this. When that album came out, 1970? I think so. But my friend Mike Mullins and I kind of worked through that. I've told that story before sometimes too. So. Okay, rambling off on all kinds of illusionary things, let's see, but I wanted to get to modulation. There we go, and this was in reference to the Ray LaMontagne song, I believe, Big Steal or Borrow, and the question was kind of, it seems it's got chords from the key of G, but revolves around D, which absolutely puts it in the key of D mixolydian, using chords from G but focused on chord 5. Now, it also, though, then added on later on an A chord, which would put it more in the key of D, but then used an F major 7 chord, which, kind of depending on which other chord it was revolving around, did something else. So the question is that a modulation? The answer is no. It still is revolving around D. The mode may be changing, but it's changing maybe from mixolydian to major to even minor if the F chord is part of it. However, I don't believe, and I haven't listened to the song since I did the lesson on it many years ago, or a couple of years ago, in order to modulate, you have to clearly establish the new key. You can use all kinds of chords. I'm thinking about doing a lesson, an ear training lesson on Box of Rain. If anybody wants a hard ear training song, figure out the chords to Box of Rain. It uses about 15 different chords from about 6 different keys. And so anyway, let me know if you think that'd be a good plan. Hopefully everybody knows what song I'm talking about. Grateful Dead. Uh-oh. American Beauty. I believe. Yeah. Same album as Truckin'. Okay. So anyway, examples of when something modulates, Lodi. It's in the key of G, and all of a sudden it throws in a little part where he runs through some chords. Oh no, we went to D first, then to A, then to E, and then to A. And now the next verse is done in A. If I only had $1 for every song I've sung. So anyway, that's an example of modulating. It left one key and established a new key. So Morning Has Broken does it. Goes from C into D and then back to D, back to C. So in order to modulate, you have to establish a new home base. And but otherwise, there are all kinds of songs that use chords outside of the key or in the next circle. You know, I like to think of a key as having the inner circle of chords, the 6 major and minor chords, and maybe the 7th chords that go along with those, minor 7ths and the major 7ths and the dominant 7. Then the next circle would be secondary dominant chords to the other 5 chords other than chord 1. And then chords from nearby keys. We could be in the key of G, we could be playing Wild Horses. B minors, Gs, A minors, Cs, Ds, everything, and all of a sudden we got the chorus going from A minor to C and throws in an F chord, G, and that doesn't establish C as a new beginning, it really just creates a mixolydian sound for that particular phrase in the song. But you can hear it steps outside of the key and kind of like alters the flavor of what's happening there. So, okay, I think that is it. I have still been having fun, as I mentioned a little while ago, playing some of my old songs. Anyway, I will get back to the story on that one probably somewhere down the line. In the meantime, again, I don't know what's happening next week, but I expect we will have the main announcements of what's going on with the retreat in September. The plan, if anybody is really thinking about coming or is already thinking about coming, hopefully lots of people are really thinking about coming, but will be to get there by Thursday the 19th around 4 o'clock or so, and then we'll wrap it up Sunday the 22nd. Around noon, and we will have some very special events, some concerts going on with some of the people who are going to be visiting us. Anyway, okay, enough said. Zip the lip, man. And I will be back next week, hopefully with some new lessons. You never know. May have to just bail on the week and take... Oh, there's something else I was going to talk about. Campfire songs. I will track down, I think there really are only about 20 or so designated campfire songs, but a few lessons do have like a campfire version in there. And at this point, I can't remember which ones they are. I have a feeling that many of our target members and or just everybody that visits the site might have a better idea of some of those now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there only were about 20. Now all the cowboy songs are kind of campfire songs. And again, then a lot of songs are sort of campfire level without necessarily being labeled campfire. And whichever song it was that was listed as a 4 can be a campfire song as well too. So my idea of a campfire song is one that really just requires simple strumming and changing chords. And it may not even be a simplified version of a song. It could just be how it goes. Teach Your Children is a campfire song. Brown Eyed Girl is one, even though they're not designated at that. So those are songs that are all in the 3 and 4 level of difficulty stuff. So, okay, I think that is enough for today. I probably should play some more, but you know, I haven't been. I'll play all the same songs. Oh, you know what? I have brushed up on. I think a few weeks ago I played a little of this one. And for the life of me, I couldn't remember the third part, but I think it goes something like this. I mean, I did mess with it the other day. Nope, wait a minute. It's coming back to me. Wait, C in the bass. Anyway, so I've been messing around with some of my old ragtime tunes. This one too. Anyway, been really fun. I've been having a lot of fun playing guitar lately. I hope everybody else out there has too. Okay, that is it for today. Next week we will head off into who knows where.